What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Thursday Night Rundown. I am back. Hope you are doing well. Man, it feels like it has been forever. Feels like a really long time. But I'm glad that I'm back. I needed a vacation. It was fun. It was nice. I gotta admit, it was nice to not worry about YouTube and making videos and all that and just kind of get away. It was a good time. But of course, as soon as I get away and go on vacation, what happens? All hell breaks loose throughout Hollywood and all kinds of news drops and everything. And it's been absolutely crazy. I've tried to keep up with it, but we're going to go over all that stuff tonight. But hope you all are doing well. Thank you all for being here. Looks like we have a couple people here. Spitfire Mark, my man. I know it's late for you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Good morning to you, sir. I hope you're doing good, and I hope you had a good night of work. I hope you've had a good week. Cajun Corey, my friend, hope you're doing well. Philip, my friend, Hale, hope you're doing well. Like I said, it's been an insane amount of stuff going on. And of course, like I said, the week prior to, or even the week of me leaving, I was like, man, it's been really slow. Like there just really hasn't been that much stuff going on. And then as soon as I leave, I see all this stuff just popping off and all this news. And I'm like, of course it does. But hey, it is what it is. I had a good time. The member stream will be this Sunday, probably at 11 a.m. I'll go over with you guys my trip. I got tons of pictures and stuff. We'll talk about it and just catch up and do all that stuff. But tonight is the Thursday Night Rundown, and we have a lot to run down. Like I said, Star Wars we already know it's been a disaster, but man, every time you feel like it can't get any worse, it somehow does. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And it's just kind of glorious to see. I don't root for things to fail. I don't want them to fail, but basically how they've acted and what they do, it's kind of hard not to, right? It's kind of how they've desecrated these IP of ours and all these beloved characters. It's a little hard not to kind of smile a little bit when you see all this stuff going on. So it has been, it kind of makes you a little bit happy seeing all this stuff. Got Marvel nonsense going on that they firing a top executive. We'll talk about that. And then kind of out of nowhere, same thing, all this DC drama, all this DC stuff going on. Man, it's just been absolutely nuts. Yeah, Philip says, yeah, that's for sure. The Disney news is definitely flowing. Yeah, absolutely. Just it's been insane. What's up, Bobby, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Bobby's been tagging me in a couple things like, oh, have you heard this? Have you heard that? And I thank you for keeping me up as much, because honestly, I've tried to keep up with some of it, but also I was just like, I'll kind of keep up with it, or catch up with it rather, as soon as I get back into town. And that was another thing too. Since I've been back, I got back on Monday afternoon. I've just been busy trying to catch up with just life being away, and then, kind of getting back into the rhythm of doing videos and whatnot. So, but Bobby says, hey, I heard Bob Iger is having the Disney legal team audit Lucasfilm to see what's happening over there after that one employee was fired and was not paid and has sued Disney. That does not surprise me. Lucasfilm is in an absolute dumpster fire of a scenario. And again, it's only going to get worse. I know I just saw earlier today, they plan to have an Indiana Jones show for Disney Plus, and apparently Lucasfilm has completely scratched that, and they are focused solely is going to be on Star Wars going forward because of such a mess that it's in. And yeah, it just keeps getting worse and worse over there for all of them. Mark says worse than the prequels and the Ewoks. Yes. And actually, while you're awake, Mark, because I know it's late, I want to jump into this and I want to show you. I have not watched the latest episode of The Mandalorian. I have seen a couple clips and I've seen a couple things, and oh dear God, I am very, very happy that I have opted out of watching The Mandalorian. It looks atrocious. So I found this on Twitter. I'm not playing the sound or anything because I don't know if if the stream will get hit because of copyright, but I do want to zoom into this because this is apparently a scene from the latest Mandalorian episode. Watch this. This is so bad. Apparently doing some type of training stuff. I don't really know, but they have Grogu doing a backflip and then just reverse the video. he does he does a front flip and then they reverse the video to do a backflip, and he's like fighting these other Mandalorians in some type of training sequence. It is atrocious. This is so freaking bad. It's not even funny. Like, what are they doing over there? It's embarrassing. And these are the people they keep saying that like Dave Filoni and Favreau are gonna save Star Wars. Like, this is the dumbest. Sorry, dogs barking. This is the absolute dumbest stuff that I have seen. So it's insane. Sorry, guys. The dogs are not happy. So sorry. But yeah, this is terrible. Hold on 2 seconds. Sorry about that. The dog was not happy. Anyway, yeah. So I saw this. This is atrocious. There's a couple other things I want to pull up too, because Robot Head. If you guys follow him, he's posted a couple of things on Twitter, and I was like, oh dear God, this looks so bad. It looks like just it's so cheesy, man. I don't know. What's up, Vader fanatic? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Nick, you are 100% right. Grogu's gay. Like, it's just so bad. It's terrible. It's, yeah, didn't realize this show is becoming a comedy. It's atrocious. It's just really, really bad. And again, Mandalorian was the golden goose. Remember that? Like, and yeah, it's apparently a lot of people are taking heat for not liking this last episode. Again, I haven't watched it. I was watching a little bit of Echo Base's live stream. I think they still are live, but I was watching a little bit of that prior to my stream now, and they got a lot of heat for not liking the episode, which of course, right? Because the Disney lunatics, you and Star Wars lunatics of today, you have to like everything. You can't have your own opinion. You're not allowed to dislike something. Otherwise, you're a hater, you're whatever. But I mean, there is absolutely no excuse for this type of stuff. How does anybody defend this kind of stuff? I just don't know. Like I said, I've seen a couple of the clips. Even the dialogue's really bad, from my understanding too. And for those of you that are in the chat and may have seen the episode, correct me if I'm wrong, but I am hearing that now this is really leaning more towards Bo-Katan's story. Like, there's just no one knows what's going on. It's just a kind of there's no plot, there's no nothing. It's just another like video game, basically mission where nothing happens. It was another. Apparently, there was more flashbacks, and we got to see the guy who played Jar Jar Binks as a Jedi, which I guess that's cool. Who cares, really? I mean, I know he got a lot of heat back in the day, but so what? Yeah, here's another one. Here, I'll share this really quick. And I'll zoom in here so you guys can see that. Yeah, so apparently this is some Twitter user saying how he was bullied and bullied by toxic fanboys to the point of contemplating, offing himself. And Robot Ed's like, do these people realize that social media wasn't around in 1999? Like, it was more of the actual media itself that was giving criticism and how much hate he was getting from the legacy media. But apparently this is the Jedi who saved Grogu. Like, who cares at this point? It doesn't matter. I don't know. What is the point? Um, but I saw a couple other things, other scenes from the episode that I thought were hilarious. Some like big dog looking winged monster was eating a Mandalorian. I don't know, dude. It looks so freaking bad. It's not even funny. Like, it's really sad what's happening. But, and again, more stuff is just leaning towards the sequel, or the Disney sequel, sequels, which we all knew was going to happen anyway. So I don't understand how the people that are, you know, saying like the Filoni and Favreau were the ones that were going to save Star Wars, how they can even say that. I don't know. What's up, Mirage, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you stopping by and hanging out. Um, Bobby says there was a space pterodactyl that ate a little man. Yeah, had him in his stomach for a full day, and the kid still lived. I saw a picture of it. I was trying to pull it up. It looks really atrocious. Like, oh, here's yeah, I just found it. Oh my god, this is so bad. Oh Jesus, the fact that this is real is like, look at this. This is so stupid. Oh my god. Still alive. Yeah, because he watches it. So apparently, Bobby, he had this kid in his stomach for a day and then like regurgitated him. And from what I read, father of the year. Now I hate Mandalorians as much as I hate Tusken Raiders. But these are the babies that they saved. I don't know. Fraggle Mando, because they do look like Fraggle Rock. Oh God, this is so atrocious. This show is turned. What is this show turned into? They literally have, after the first 2 seasons, they literally have zero idea of what's going on or what they need to do, and there's like, F it, just throwing stuff in there. So terrible. Absolutely, yeah, Cajun, consume product, get excited for next product. That's exactly what it is. It's why Grogu's still around. Oh, everyone loves the little green dope, little green baby. Everyone loves him, so keep him in there. Yeah, the Force is female. Wu Mandu. Yeah, Bo-Katan will be who the Mandalorian is probably referring to. How much you want to bet? Vader Fanatics says still haven't seen any episodes. Yeah, I've not. I haven't watched any of the new ones. I watched the one episode. Or no, I watched maybe the second one or the third one. I streamed about it. This last one I haven't seen yet. And I'm just like, well, I have no desire to see it at all, especially after seeing stuff like this. I have no desire to watch this. This is so just awful. Night Ronan says MySpace was 2003, Facebook 2004. I have IndieWire articles that puts the hate directly from the media. Oh yeah, absolutely. And all of us that were around at that time remember that. I remember hearing about that. And as I got older, seeing that it was the actual legacy media and the critics that was what he took so hard, and it had nothing to do with toxic fanboys. Like that was the least of the worries back then. We didn't have an option to to voice your opinion back then on a mass scale. So it's all made up. You know how these people, they change history. They make it to fit their narrative. That's all it comes down to. Bobby says that's the second time that little Mandalorian got attacked by a creature. Third time, just let it happen. Yeah, this is so terrible. The fact that anybody can eat this up, and I don't know. This is just really, really bad. It looks cheap. It looks cheesy. Star Wars is officially dead, in my opinion. I mean, again, that's just my opinion, and it only gets worse. I did see this, so for those of you that might be excited, we all knew this, right? I mean, anyone who thought that this was still a thing, I think, must have been on drugs or living in some type of other dimension. But Rian Johnson's trilogy has officially been scrapped. We all knew that this wasn't going to happen, but they officially announced it finally, which, good. I mean, we don't have to listen to this fat-headed idiot even mention Star Wars out of his mouth anymore for what he's done. Mark says, I love Star Wars, but for me, my interest is in further films ended in 1980. Not impressed with Jedi. Yep, I agree. And we've talked about this, Mark, our issues even with Return of the Jedi. But yeah, the new stuff especially is just absolutely gonzo. It was garbage. Mirage says, yeah, episode 4 was not it. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I don't have a desire to, especially after watching this stuff and then hearing a lot of reviews. I mean, you have your normal, like, some people that are just going to hate it, right? So I try to, even the people that are really in between and like some of it and pretty honest, like Echo Base, I like them. They hated it, or I'm pretty, not that they hated it, but they had some problems with it. And the things that they were saying, just bad writing, stuff like Bobby mentioned, where this pterodactyl has a kid in his stomach for over a day. He somehow lives. They regurgitate it into a nest of other things. Like, what are you doing? How does that have anything to do with the plot? It's so stupid. Night Ronan says, I felt bad for Carl Weathers. The direction is fine, but he has no dialogue to story. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard that he directed this last one too. And I agree. Like that's honestly been one of my critiques of this show the entire time is that the writing is so hit or miss. There's no direction. And I believe that I don't think episodes like this, meaning like not a direction, would have been bad if the whole story was about watching a bounty hunter go on bounty hunter missions. That's fine. Then that would make sense. And you don't need to have this, Marvel type overarching story, but that's not what they're doing. Disney wants everything to have like this main focus and this big overarching story. And this isn't it. This is not how you do it. It's another time filler. If you look at all these shows, if you watch them, they're just killing time. What was it? Most of the time you see them walking back and forth to their ship, a lot of useless dialogue, zooming in on their faces, and it's just and I think this one was 30 minutes. Oh, I watched the last one. I just remembered now. The last one prior to this episode 4, it was like the hour-long episode, and it was about that doctor who was cloning things, and it was leading all to the and that was horrible. That was such a horrible episode. That's why I absolutely have zero. They're comparing that to like, oh my god, it's peak Star Wars, like Andor. Like, oh, give me a break. I don't know. Absolutely garbage. But again, not surprising. This is where we're at now at Star Wars, and it is what it is. Uh, yeah, episode 4 was not it. Yep, that's what I'm hearing. Bobby says, have to get going. Hey, thanks, Bobby, for stopping by. Appreciate you as always. And yeah, catch up later. And then if not, we'll catch you hopefully Sunday morning for the member stream. So Mirage says the best Star Wars series was indeed Star Wars Rebels. The Mandalorian had a good 2 seasons, but this third is meh to me. See, I have yet to see Star Wars Rebels. I heard really good things, and I did like the Clone Wars for the most part. Some of the issues, right? But I did like the CGI stuff, and it was okay for what it was. You know what I mean? Like the animation. So I need to give it a shot and watch it just to watch it. But I'm like this kind of stuff. I'm just so burnt out from Star Wars. Like I just don't care anymore. I just don't even have a desire to watch something one off. I mean, honestly, I don't even want to watch like the original trilogy anymore. I just don't care. I'm just kind of burnt out. And it's just all old stuff. Speaking of more Star Wars news, and I know I'm a little behind, guys, so I'm trying to catch up from being out a week because it's just been just like nonstop Star Wars news. So Rian Johnson, they've officially scratched that. Then also this news, which I think they already have this replacement, but it says Star Wars screenwriter exits only days after delivering their script. Like it's so chaotic over there. People leave, then they're gone, then they rehire someone else. I mean, more people have been fired from non-started project or non-started Star Wars projects than anything they've even delivered. How many movies have they already promised? How many shows have they promised and it's already been scratched? Like Lucasfilm, regardless of what, like the whole Kathleen Kennedy thing with like the Star Wars sequels, if you count, just take away the sequels and everything from after that, man, she has mishandled Star Wars in such a massive way. It's insane. What's up, David, my friend? Hope you're doing well, sir. It's been a while. Another channel member of mine. Glad you were able to stop by and hang out for a little bit. And like I said, I've been gone for a while, so we got a lot to catch up. And like I feel like, of course, when I left, everything hit the fan because that's my luck. But Mirage says the fact the cloning stuff explained in episode 3 links to Snoke and Palpatine, but I just don't care because Snoke was wasted. Yeah, and that's episode 3 when I watched that, and I knew like the entire show of The Mandalorian is showing about cloning stuff that I just don't care about. Like that has nothing to tie into Mando's story. They only put that in there to try to validate the sequels. That's it. That's the only reason why. And it had nothing to do with the storyline. It has nothing. I know they're going to eventually try to tie it together. But again, all these things are plot fillers and it doesn't matter. It's, David says, I still haven't watched the new Mando season. Yeah, I've only watched the 3 episodes. I haven't watched the last one. I did see a couple of videos on Twitter. It's hilariously bad, unfortunately. But yeah, you're not missing much, my friend. You're not missing much. Mark says, maybe it's because I'm 46 years old. Things do not last forever. It was of its time. Times and tastes change and audiences move on. Yeah, and you know what? What sucks is, Mark, I think if they had done Star Wars appropriately when they first received the IP, we wouldn't be in this position. I think they could have kept the flame going and the torch of Star Wars to continue. They could have done it, but they just don't. They didn't. They ruined it so poorly, and it was just kind of like the perfect storm in a sense where the sequels were bad, and then it was just one thing after another, after another, after another of bad, poor decisions and just constantly kind of spitting on your fan base and disrespecting the past and disrespecting what came before it. And everyone has their breaking point, and you get to that point where you're just like, I'm done. I just don't care. And we saw that a lot with after the Obi-Wan show. A lot of people still had hope. A lot of people were still hopeful, like, all right, well, maybe they'll give me a really good Obi-Wan show. But I feel like that was the last straw for a lot of people. When they just defiled that character and turned him into another walking clown, another Disney clown, people are just like, I'm done. I just don't care. And again, the same way, man, like it's how many times am I going to just watch the same bad show? It's the same. Like Mandalorian is literally the same thing every episode. It's just the same wasted time. Before episode 3, the second one was like 30 minutes. And of the 30 minutes or 30 or 40 minutes, something like that, of the 30 and 40 minutes, you have like 10 or 15 of actual minutes of things that actual happen. Other than that, it's just filler. Walking back and forth to the ship, the droid. Like, what is R5 gone now? What happened to him? Is he just disappeared now all of a sudden? I don't know. It's so stupid. Like they can't keep a track of anything that they do. But getting back into this real quick, it says here, this news comes almost immediately after Lindalf, I guess I'm saying that right, musings at SXSW, where he said to Slash Film, the degree of difficulty is extremely, extremely, extremely high. When it comes to creating a film for Star Wars, Lindalf went on to say that if it can't be great, it shouldn't exist. I think it's possible that sometimes when you hold something in such high reverence and esteem, you start to get in the kitchen and you just go, maybe I shouldn't be cooking. Maybe I should just be eating. We'll just leaving it. Well, just leaving it at that point. So again, they didn't really exactly say why he left. But I mean, I would imagine he just again, like, I would imagine he handed in the script, probably got bad feedback and left. Because remember, they're very like insane over there about how these things are written and how they handle things. They're very micromanagey. So he could have just, be like, I'm done. I'm out. I don't want to deal with this. We've seen that time and time again. If you remember the showrunners from Game of Thrones, they cut Game of Thrones early because they were going to create a Star Wars movie. And then I believe it was The Last Jedi came out and they saw the fallout of all that stuff going on. They're like, yeah, we're not going to bury our career. We're done. We're not going to even get involved in this. Now, again, because I've been so behind on news, I know like this screenwriter's gone, but they already have a new one, apparently. Let me pull, and I believe the new showrunner or the screenwriter is coming from Peaky Blinders. So I don't know if that's good news. I don't know if that, I mean, I like Peaky Blinders, don't get me wrong. But, I just don't see, I don't know. I just, none of the movies they ever announced come true anyway, or even come to fruition. So I don't know. I have no hope. And again, it doesn't even matter. Even if they do movies, I'm not watching them. I have no desire to watch any of them. It's just all trash. Let me catch up on some of the chat here. Mirage says, facts, Star Wars is in chaos. It's in peril to the point these companies are absolutely laughing stocks. Whenever Disney has a problem, it effectively progresses to their IPs. Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. You have this massive, I mean, it's time and time again. They trip over their own feet. They shoot themselves in their own feet time and time again. They have zero clue what they're doing. All this money they spent on it, and they're just lost. It's sad that they're just this incompetent. All you got to do is pull from EU books. There's massive amount of books. They could just pull one off the shelf, read it, and copy verbatim. There's your movie. No, they don't want to do that. David says, isn't each Mando episode like 15 million? Where's the money going? I don't know. If it's 15 million, that's insane. Maybe the CGI, because I will admit the CGI is not terrible, but some of it, oh my God, the acting and everything, the writing is just god awful. Night Rowan says Disney gets ESG investment money. They have no incentive to change. Oh yeah, that's a whole nother ball game too. Why a lot of these companies do is because yes, they're going to lose money on the profitability end from consumers, but they're getting ESG investment money. So as long as they have that back end flow of money, they're going to keep pumping out this garbage, and there you go. Mirage says, as a 17-year-old, I have turned my back on Marvel, DC, and Star Wars, but in terms of entertainment, I've just not been interested in every aspect of these franchises. Yeah, and you being young and being like aware to that says something. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people just kind of eat up everything. So good on you to like have an open mind, because you're pretty fair across the board. You've liked some things that most people don't, and you've also disliked some things that a lot of people, just eat up. So, you seem to have a pretty good head on your shoulders when it comes to this stuff. And yeah, Mandalorian right now is I will admit when some things are good, and from what I've seen, is not good at all. What's up, Candeezy? Hope you're doing well. Another channel member. Glad you were able to stop by. Got Pops. What's up, man? Still awake and made it. I hope you're doing well. Sorry I could not make your member stream earlier, Pops. I've just been trying to catch up, and I'm glad I was even able to stream this week. Like I said, being gone, and I took the worst time in the world to take a vacation because I feel like every bit of news exploded while I was gone, of course, right? So trying to catch up and do some things, but glad you're able to stop by and hang out, my friend. I hope your stream went well earlier. Mark said they really killed it in The Last Jedi, turned Luke into a husk of his previous self, and the milk drinking from the space cow was a tantamount to it. Yeah, I'll never get that scene out of my head as long as I live, is that goo just pouring all over his face. It's absolute garbage. Candy says, no, that's not what happened. About D&D were pushed out because they effed Game of Thrones season 8 up so badly. Oh, I see. I was told that they shortened because Game of Thrones, from my understanding, was supposed to originally have like 9 to 10 seasons, and they shortened it and they condensed it because they had a planned Star Wars film, and it was slated to come out within that time period. So that's why my understanding I forgot the names, but the showrunners kind of cut Game of Thrones short. That was my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong, but I was like pretty spot on that happened, but I could be incorrect. It would not be the first time that I'm wrong. So, but either way, I know they were at some point slated to do Star Wars, and they bailed. Like they were like, nah, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with Star Wars, because Star Wars was taking an absolute dump, and it continues to burn further and further. That's not what I wanted to press. Mark says, why has Admiral Haldo got an the ring? Yeah, she is such a freak, man. Oh God, like I forget that character even exists. I don't, like I said, I've seen The Last Jedi once. It was in theaters, and that was it. I refuse to watch it again. I will never rewatch that movie. That was the day that Star Wars died for me. That was when I got blackpilled. I mean, I still watch things, right? But overall, I was like, nah, that was when I knew Disney had no idea what they were doing, and that they were too incompetent to handle Star Wars. Like that was it. Candy Easy says, yeah, but then season 8 was terrible and people made a campaign to get them off. Yeah. Game of Thrones was ruined, in my opinion. I loved that show, and then it took a really downward spiral slide. But I think that was mainly because the books weren't finished. So they were kind of spitballing it and doing their own thing, in my opinion. But is that the purple-haired lady? Oh, yeah, yes, that's who. Uh, yeah, Haldo is the that leader on the ship that was telling what's the one pilot's name again? I don't even know. I've seen this movie once. It was telling all the pilots to shut up and listen, like all the women are in charge. I don't know. It was terrible. I don't even want to think about that movie, to be honest with you. Um, so Oh, no. Sorry, I hit the wrong button because it's been a while and I haven't done this. There we go. So, if you haven't heard, 3 new Star Wars movies are rumored to get announced very soon. So, you know what that means? We have 3 new Star Wars movies that are never gonna happen because they never come to fruition. They promise these movies, they announce these movies, and they completely fall on their ass. Absolute hilarious. I'm not even gonna get into the rumor because I don't care because it doesn't matter. It never happens. They've announced and canceled more things than they've actually done. Like, it's so insane and embarrassing at this point. Pop says Haldo was, oh yeah, woman splain. That's who it was. Poe. I completely forgot that pilot's name. Poe. I don't even remember his last name. Haldo was woman splaining to Poe about how uh he never needed to her plan. Oh, he never needed to know her plan? I remember that, yeah, because he kept asking her, like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And she basically told him to, like, "Shut up and go away." That's great leadership from the top down. Yeah. Tell your, best pilot, just shut up and go away. Go make me a sandwich. But yeah. So, yeah, other than that, like, I just don't care about Star Wars. But, speaking of Disney stuff, well, Marvel, we can go to this. Disney fired Marvel Studios president, reveals new report. So hearing this was pretty big freaking news to me. I thought this was huge especially when it comes to Marvel stuff. I mean, we all know Marvel's kind of in the dumpster right now. We knew, but for this to happen, for them to fire this woman, Victoria Alonso, that's pretty important in my opinion. I think that's a really big deal. Fact that this happened. I mean, this company's very woke and they're all about like women first and everything. And for them to let her go, I'm surprised like the leftist mob hasn't went nuts on Twitter. And if some of you were on Twitter and saw that they did, let me know because I would imagine they would because them firing a, a woman executive, that's just like heresy to me. Pop says Disney really turned it around in the last quarter, only losing 1.2 billion in market share after losing 1.5. Oh my god. Only 1.2 billion. Holy hell, these people burn more money than the government, I feel like. That's insane to me. That is absolutely insane. Mirage says these three Star Wars movies will most likely revolve around the High Republic, which Disney tried to market with the Galactic Star Cruiser. I did hear this Galactic Star Cruiser is doing pretty much terrible. So it wouldn't surprise me that they try to create some movies that are going to involve that to get some hype around it. And I also heard too that the was it that Acolytes show? It's either or the movie, whatever the Acolytes is supposed to be, has one of those like romantic like direct choreographers, I guess. So they're gonna have like love scenes in it. I don't know. I heard that was a rumor. So again, grain of salt, all that stuff. But if that's true, that's that's gonna be funny. Um, but getting into this, it says it's no secret the Marvel Studios has had some struggles to start off 2023. Obviously, with Quantumania basically bombing and Phase 5 starting off like absolute dog turd. But it says here, and this is the lovely lady that got terminated. Variety shared new information on Victoria Alonso's shocking exit from Marvel Studios, noting that she was fired from her position as Marvel Studios president of physical and post-production, visual effects, and animation production. Well, if this is the person who's been responsible for all the bad CGI, good riddance. And I'm sure she's probably some woke maniac anyway. But regardless, I'm guessing she may be. I would listen. What are the odds that she's not woke? Like, come on. She's probably a lunatic. She's probably a leftist lunatic like the rest of them, or at least walks the line. But it says, while the exact reasoning behind her firing is unknown, a group of Disney executives, including Disney Entertainment co-chair Alan Bergman, who oversees Marvel Studios, made the final call, which reportedly blindsided Alonso. Yeah, of course it blindsided her. A woman executive got fired from Disney? You'd think they'd be bulletproof over there. Mark says, how times have changed. Back in 1980, we were wetting ourselves in anticipation for Empire. Cut to today, everybody complains how crap the new stuff is. It really is sad. It really is. I remember hearing about like even the sequel trilogy and new Star Wars stuff. And again, I know our age difference, Mark. Like you were around during the the golden times when these movies were first coming out. But even like when I was hearing about the prequels coming out, and then the sequels, when I first heard about them, the excitement, it was so insane. And now, if a Star Wars movie came out today, do you think there would be any hype and people would care? No, not at all. It would be just like any other movie, and it's gonna bomb, in my opinion. Maybe it wouldn't bomb. Well, no, it'd probably bomb because of how much money these freaking movies cost and how they rewrite and everything. And real quick, while you guys are here, if you haven't, please smash that like button. Helps me and helps the video and all that fun jazz. I would appreciate it. Mirage says, if these love scenes don't contain a Twi'lek woman, I don't want it. I think I said that right. The Twi'lek. Yeah, I agree. I always thought it was cool how Jabba fed that one to the Rancor. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, I thought this was pretty important news. So Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, who allegedly felt mirrored in an impossible situation, was reportedly not involved with Disney's decision for Alonso and did not intervene during the termination process. Well, yeah, I would imagine. A sign that Feige was not completely opposed to Alonso's firing. And again, as we've seen a lot of this stuff, this post-production work and the visual effects, if she's the one that was responsible for a lot of that stuff, if she's responsible for the bad CGI that we saw in things like She-Hulk and all these other shows, which, mind you, that was not going to save She-Hulk. She-Hulk was a dumpster fire as it was, but at least it could have looked better. At least we could have at least had some good CGI in it. But yeah, she basically deserves to be terminated if she was the one responsible for that. Now, I did hear this. A lot of people were accusing her of a toxic work environment and all that, but then apparently other people came out in support of her saying that wasn't the case. So I don't know if that's true or not. That's why I'm being fair here. I have no idea. I'm not saying I don't know. There's some people saying she was, some people saying she wasn't. But I do know the VFX artists were saying that it was, they had poor working conditions in general. So it wouldn't be a crazy, too far off the, the idea that she could have been toxic to work for. But again, I don't know. Who knows? But regardless, she's gone. She's a very important figure, Marvel, and that's a pretty big freaking deal when it comes to that. So, what's up, Alan, over at Grave Reviews? Hope you are doing well. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, it's been a while. I appreciate you stopping by and showing support. Guys, if you are not subscribed to Grave Reviews, go check out Alan's channel. They do a lot of good videos and stuff. I know he does a lot of good fun live streams. So I would definitely check out his channel. Very fun stuff. Slasher says, I think the firing was for the better. She's had a good rep, but her recent track record has been pretty terrible. I agree. And again, like we've seen some good CGI out of Marvel from in the past, but the stuff that we've seen now, and again, not sure if it's all her fault, right? Like, I know they rush a lot of things and they do reshoots and they have these timelines, but at the end of the day, if you're responsible for it and it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. Like, and it's under you. So it is what it is. Now, I don't know if this has to tie into this other story that I'm about to pull up. I'm sure it does, because I know financially there's a lot of stuff going on with Disney. They're still profitable and making money from the parks, but otherwise they're not doing that well. So it says here, Disney layoff rounds likely starting before annual meeting. Details on cuts emerge. So apparently there's another rumor mill that or not even rumor, it's like almost confirmed at this point, there's going to be another set of massive Disney layoffs. And usually you start from the top down. So if they're going to cut some dead weight, then that makes sense. And it makes sense as to why not fire the chick who's doing, or the person who's in charge of doing the CGI stuff and it's not doing well. You would think accountability, right? What's up, Setlick Gaming, my friend? Hope you're doing well. It's been a while, man. So I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're stopping by, hanging out with us. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you're doing well over there on your channel too. I know you do some gaming and stuff. So glad you're able to stop by, my friend. Mark says, not only were we amazed by the films, we were fascinated with how they were made in all aspects of the production. This aspect of the fandom seems to have disappeared. Yeah, I agree. One thing I will give The Mandalorian at least some credit for is that they do try and they use practical effects. Now, I don't know if it's on purpose, but some of the practical effects are just kind of, I don't know, like maybe too kiddie. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the Rancor back in the day, that thing looked mean and menacing. You know what I mean? It's even like the monsters like that I pulled up earlier from this last episode of The Mandalorian. It just doesn't even look scary. It just looks very kind of cheap. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just judging it, but it just doesn't. It just looks cheesy. You know? And again, I feel like they could have put a little bit more effort into it. They can make it look a little bit better. But yes, I 100% agree. I love that stuff. I really love the practical effects side of things. I know they rely so much now heavily on CGI, but no, I agree. I 100% with you. A lot of people kind of stopped caring about the how to of things and just, ooh, shiny lights. Like, I feel like every single episode, like, we'll use the Mandalorian as the example here. People are just freaking out because they just keep saying, this is the way. I mean, how many times are you going to say this is the way in one episode? Like, at some point, for the love of God, please stop saying that already. I don't need to hear it anymore. I don't need to hear it, please. But yeah, apparently there is going to be massive amounts of cuts going on. It says, according to sources, there will be a big wave in late April, described as the big one, or a quote bloodbath, when a large portion of the cuts are expected to come. That is crazy to me. That is not a good sign. And again, I don't think that is just for Disney, right? World events, what's going on? The economy's doing poorly. The world's kind of imploding and turning upside down. We see banks collapsing, all kinds of stuff, right? Like, that's not good. It's not good for everybody. So this is really bad. I would imagine this has to play into somewhat of them firing that exec from Marvel, but who knows? It says here, information varies on the potential third round of layoffs. Some say it might come between the one in late March and the one in late April, while others note that it could follow the one in late April if it's deemed necessary. Of course, Disney didn't comment. Senior Disney executives have been hashing out specifics of the reductions in recent weeks. We hear that most managers already have submitted their layoff target reports, the step corporations take before a major workforce culling. Oof, man, that sucks. CEO Bob Iger revealed the scope of the cuts during company's February 8th quarterly earnings call. Plans to let go 7,000 staffers, roughly 3% of the company's global workforce, are not taken lightly. Iger said the paring down of employees' roles of employee roles and a cornerstone of the effort to reach 5.5 billion overall cost savings. That is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Of course, this is going to be spread across all of Disney, right? You got, and if you don't know, that's ESPN, the parks, all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be pretty much across the board. Remember, they own Hulu, so who knows everyone that's going to be affected. That's still pretty significant, though. That's a lot of people out of work, and now is not the time to be out of work, in my opinion. So that really sucks for the people that are there. But yeah. And this goes to continues like Stephen A. Smith was talking about it on ESPN. I would imagine they're going to cut people with large salaries too, not just, the, I hate to say it this way, but like the lower workforce. They're going to cut higher end people too. So not good. Again, this wouldn't happen though. I think it would be a little bit better if Disney was putting out better products. I mean, think of it. They put all of their chips into Disney Plus. Disney Plus is not doing well. And why? What is on Disney Plus? The Mandalorian, getting back to that, that's your golden goose. That is what people were signing up for because Star Wars, right? What do you have? Mandalorian's not doing well. It's not pulling the numbers. What else? What other new things are coming out on Disney Plus? Nothing. And they've stopped physical media sales. Not that physical media was like a massive revenue for them, but it would help. I guarantee if people were able to buy The Mandalorian season 2 when that came out, they would have. Because I know a lot of people that are into physical media, me in particular. But I know that there are people that would love to buy some stuff. And you limit that because you're putting all your chips in the basket with Disney Plus, and streaming is just not it. So not good for them. I feel like that if he put out better content, and they wouldn't be hurting right now. But this is kind of, obviously the economic environment isn't helping, but a lot of this is due to their own stupidity. I mean, they keep making poor decision after decision, and here we are. So, but shifting gears, we'll go to another company that doesn't know what they're doing, and the constant drama that continues to happen. We'll talk about, let's talk about this first. Shazam 2. I don't think this is a surprise to anybody whatsoever, but again, it's still something that's worth discussing since I've been gone. Shazam 2 suffers worst DCEU opening performance ever. So Shazam 2 completely bombed at the box office. I don't think that was a surprise. I don't think the hype was gone. Nobody cared about this movie. You could watch the trailer and you could see exactly what was going on with this movie. Like, what this movie was about. So, and again, why are any of us going to want to watch and invest into a movie when it has no bearing on the future? It just doesn't make sense. Now, on top of this being an absolute atrocious opening, then you have all the drama and finger pointing about what's going on, because I reported on this a while ago. The drama between Zachary Levi and The Rock. Because remember, if you don't remember, they were going to tie in The Rock with Shazam a long time ago, because those two are pretty much on the same spectrum. The Black Adam is like tied to Shazam, obviously, but The Rock wanted nothing to do with it. He thought that Shazam was beneath his character, and he only wanted Superman's Henry Cavill. So now, basically, this came out, and this was on Zachary Levi's. I think this is Twitter. One of them, Twitter, Instagram. The Wrap confirms that a Shazam Fury of the Gods, the Justice Society from Black Adam were recruiting Shazam in the post-credits. The Rock denied access, and David Sandberg had to make last-minute decisions to add Emilia and John. The Rock attempted to restructure the DCEU centering him and Henry Cavill Superman. The Rock didn't allow Zachary Levi to cameo in a post-credit for Black Adam. And Zachary Levi posted, "The truth shall set you free." Again, this isn't really shocking news because this was announced a while ago that The Rock did not care about. First off, I heard that he doesn't even like Zachary Levi as a person, my understanding. But yeah, so this isn't really big news, and I guess he's throwing dirt into this. I don't think this would have helped Shazam's movie in any way, because Black Adam really didn't even do well at the movie theaters either. So the fact that I guess he's trying to vindicate himself somehow. DC's a complete mess, though. All this current stuff that's going on, like, of course, this was going to lose them money. Nobody cares about this stuff. I've saw a couple scenes from Shazam on Twitter. I don't want to spoil anything, but well, I don't think anybody listening to this really cares. This isn't really a spoiler. Wonder Woman there, you had rumored that she does appear. I watched the end credits. I think it was either an end credit scene or something along that lines where Wonder Woman shows up, and it was, oh my God. Like, it you thought the writing was bad for Star Wars? Dear Lord. That was cringe. Like, I was like, are you serious right now? No wonder you guys are losing money. No wonder you're losing money. So yeah, this again doesn't surprise me at all, but them throwing shade at each other, Zachary Levi pointing the finger at The Rock. Then he was also blaming toxic fans for what's going on. No, man, the movie sucked. Like, it just wasn't good. And again, for them to blame The Rock for this movie bombing is really shitty. And I'm not even a fan of how The Rock handled things. And I'm not, because he should have been more receptive to Shazam's character and all that. And because it made sense, obviously. But for them to try to blame The Rock for this movie bombing is really, really shitty. It doesn't even make sense. They need to own up to it. The movie just sucked. It wasn't good. No one cared. And it really, the main thing of the turnoff is the restructure, the reorganization, the new DCU slate coming out. Why would anybody go and invest in these movies when they're all gone and they're just going to be recast and redone and remade over? It doesn't make any sense. No, that's the number one reason why I didn't go. The second reason why I didn't go was because the trailer literally gave away the entire movie. They released like a 3-minute trailer that I know the movie from start to finish. So why am I going to go spend, I don't know, $20 or more at a movie theater to see a shitty movie? Like, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. So for them to blame that was kind of stupid. And then after this whole nonsense, I did see this, and I was thoroughly laughing. Like, I was laughing out loud when I saw this. So now, this title is a little bit, I think, clickbaity, but it says Ben Affleck refuses to join James Gunn's DCU as director. Now, I remember when James Gunn posted all this stuff on Twitter. James Gunn's a liar. Okay. He is an absolute liar. And I don't have any hope for DC right now at all. Like, James Gunn is a clown. I actually liked some of his stuff. I like Guardians. But the way he's handled this and how Ben Affleck basically made him look like a complete idiot. Oh my God. So if you remember when all that stuff was being announced, James Gunn himself posted on Twitter that he spoke to Ben Affleck and that he was wanting to come and direct something in regards to Batman. That's what James Gunn posted on Twitter himself. I was hoping that the tweet was in here, but it doesn't look like it is. I could try to pull it up before the stream is over. But, oh, here you go. Gunn mentioned Affleck again in the aforementioned official announcement of DC Studios' plan. Gunn at the time confirmed that neither the Batman actor Robert Pattinson or Ben Affleck would be in The Brave and the Bold, but said the latter. We're working with Ben Affleck, who has been a part of our team trying to bring things together, and he really wants to direct one of our projects. We're excited for him to do that. Okay, that's James Gunn's words. So, getting back to this. In a recent interview with Hollywood Reporter, actor and director Ben Affleck said he would absolutely not direct something for James Gunn. So apparently, and look, I'm not like a big Snyder bro or anything. I like the Snyder movies for the most part. They have their flaws. We've talked about this many times. But in case you're maybe new here, I enjoy them. Like I said, I have some problems with them, but this comment, and this is just it's hilarious to me. He goes, "quote I would not direct something for James Gunn at James Gunn's DC. Absolutely not. I have nothing against James. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want to go in and direct in the way they're doing that. I'm not interested in that at all." That is so bad for James Gunn. Corey, my friend, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good rest of your week and a good weekend. And I will catch you next week, my friend. So hope you do well, and I'll talk to you soon. But yeah, getting back to this, that is absolutely insane. And again, it conflicts because another tweet, Gunn said, met with Ben yesterday precisely because he wants to direct and we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project. Absolute liar. So I do not believe anything that James Gunn is saying about this stuff. I think at the time he was just feeding the fans what they wanted to hear because he knows how much hate he was getting about the whole Henry Cavill situation. This is so bad. When I saw this, I was like, of course this comes out now when I'm not in front of my computer. I wanted to make a video on this so bad. This just kills all your credibility. Look, I applaud him for being vocal on Twitter and talking to fans. I think that's great. But if you're going to lie, if you are going to completely lie, that is bad. Or if, look, I would imagine he knew that if he was actually talking to Ben Affleck, right? He had to have known and get some type of, like, hey, I don't want to do this from him, some type of feedback. This clearly he was saying, nope, Ben's interested, and that's what we're working on going forward. Clearly, that's not the case at all. So I think it's hilarious. I think DC is in a complete just disaster state, just like the rest of them. And it's crazy how this is the time that DC really needs to get their shit together, to turn stuff around and try to be a powerhouse, because Marvel is just imploding. Star Wars isn't even a factor anymore. DC can really, if they got their heads out of their asses and they did this right, they could really grab things by the reins and take over and have a massive fan base. And they don't know what they're doing. They still, even with zero competition, they don't know how to do this stuff. It's so insane to me how crazy like Hollywood is. It just blows my mind how poorly mishandled and mismanaged all these IPs are. These people are absolute dopes and clowns. I don't know. It's absolutely nuts to me. But yeah, it's insane. I did see a couple. I know the Blue Beetle is getting some trailer updates soon. James Gunn's thinking about some actors for Superman reboot, so there's that. I don't know. I just, all my excitement's gone for when it comes to DC. I'm just gonna wait as it comes out now and just go with it as it comes. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna run out to the movie theater and see them. It'd have to depend on the trailer. I will see The Flash just because I do want to watch that movie to do a review, whether it's it's an absolute shit show or if it's good, but we'll have to wait and see. But a couple two things that I did watch. I don't know if you guys saw the review on. I don't think a lot of you guys are horror movies. I did see the last Scream. If you didn't watch my review or didn't get to it, not good, which I assumed. I called it. The latest Scream movie wasn't really good at all. I didn't enjoy it. It could have been good. It had potential to be good if they had like the balls to really commit to a good horror movie, but they didn't. They were too afraid to kill off some key characters. And well, yeah, it didn't turn out to me well for me. A lot of people liked it though, surprisingly. This is the Rotten Tomatoes score. So audience score, they freaking love it. 91 and a 92. But I didn't. And if you're a fan of the original ones, like I said, I don't want to spoil it in case you planned on seeing it. But man, Scream 6 could have been good. They just did not commit to the things that they needed to commit to make it good. It's like they're afraid of audience kickback, I feel like. And they played it very, very safe. The villains, you're like, if you go and see it, you would be like, why? Because I feel like the whole time they were alluding, and again, it's not like the whole time they were leaning on one and then it's like a gotcha kind of thing. But you could probably have, like, as the movie's going, you're like, okay, I can at least guess this, or I can guess that, or that might be the case. Then when they release all this, you're just like, what? Why did you go that route? You know? And again, I don't want to do spoilers, but yeah, I would wait to streaming for sure because it's worth the watch to see how they messed it up, in my opinion. So when it comes to streaming, it'll probably come out on Peacock, I think, or something like that. I would stream it and then we could talk about it because it's worth to talk about. But dear God, man, they had potential and they just dropped the ball. They could have, they were just too afraid to do the things they needed to do to make it a good movie. A couple good deaths, but it wasn't really a lot of people were like, it's so gory. It wasn't. It really wasn't that gory at all. And the acting was bad. What's her name? Oh God, I'm so terrible with names. This one who plays Wednesday, she did a really good job. She was a good actress in it. Jenna Ortega, she was really good. Courtney Cox did well. This Melissa Barra who plays Sam, terrible. Holy crap. Very, very bad. Pop says, just recorded my video on Scream 6. I agree. It's a Paramount product. Yeah, it is a straight to it's a straight to like streaming type of movie. But Jenna Ortega did really well. She did phenomenal. Courtney Cox is Courtney Cox, right? She did it good. But yeah, Sam. So the only thing that I did like about Scream 5, or not the only thing, a couple things. I had some problems with Scream 5, but I liked how they were kind of teetering on Sam's past and like her lunacy about her dad being a serial killer. So maybe she has some of those tendencies. Excuse me, some of those tendencies, like, and they were playing on that, and they further play on that a little bit here. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let's see if that actually goes anywhere. But I have a feeling they don't have the balls to do that, because then they're gonna take a woman character that they like, and they're gonna make her into a bad guy, and they're not gonna do that. And it's kind of like they're making her into an anti-hero kind of thing. It's very strange. I don't know. If they committed, then it would have been good, but you'll see if you see it. Pop says, can we discuss spoilers for Scream 5, not 6? Oh, absolutely. Scream 5. I mean, if people haven't seen Scream 5 now, then I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but I would go at least watch it. It's if you're a fan of the franchise, I would at least stream it because it doesn't cost you anything really, and it's at least worth watching. And Nev Campbell's in there, Courtney Cox returns, but and you got Dewey and all that. So Candies, he says, if they didn't do it in 6, they won't. Yeah, you'll when you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. When you stream it, you'll know what I'm talking about, and you'll say, okay, like they could have went a great route for a couple things, and they really dropped the ball big time. Yeah, hated Dewey being killed by the little girl. Of course, yeah, I was so infuriated by that. It was so just, yeah. Like I'm not too upset that they killed him off. Like I was, because I loved his character, and I understand you got to kill him, right? Like if that's the case, you got to kill some main character. But that's a problem that I had with this upcoming movie. And you'll, again, once you see it and we talk spoilers, you'll get it. But the way they killed Dewey and just kind of mistreated that character, it was terrible. Amber killed Dewey. Screw them. Yeah, it was really, really bad. Whites are bad. POCs and ladies survive. Yep. And that kind of, yeah, Dewey was done dirty. It's really, really disheartening how he was treated. And you see that kind of carries over in this upcoming movie. You nailed it without really having to nail it. Like, it's the same thing. It's a lot of girl power going on. It's a lot of the same kind of nonsense. So Dewey says, Dewey says, Pop says, Dewey could have just been injured again in Scream 6. I don't know how some of these people survive. I agree. Yeah, Scream, like some they kind of did it where the best comparison, as I said in my review, the non-spoiler part, like how Reva ruins lightsabers for Star Wars, like she can get stabbed 5 times and it doesn't do anything. That's what happened in Scream 6. People are getting stabbed now, like really bad, not just a flesh wound, really bad, where they shouldn't be alive, and they're just like, "Oh, what's going on, guys? Sorry." Like, it's insane. Yeah, Kirby. And we'll talk. I can't talk about Kirby really because I don't want to give away spoilers. But they could have did something really cool with Kirby. They could have done something really cool, but they chickened out. They chickened out, of course, because they were afraid of Twitter backlash. And well, here we are. And that's why this movie didn't go over as well. And honestly, unfortunately, the way it is, the way the audience scores read, if like they gave the audience what they wanted, and that's your audience. Everyone, a lot of people are loving this movie, and unfortunately, it's a bad movie. A lot of people like it, and I mean, hey, I am not the audience, or I'm not everybody. So to each their own. If a lot of people liked it and enjoyed it, fine, whatever. But these are nothing like the ones from previous. Like those movies were way better. Pop says, I'm rating this a 5, which used to be a fair grade. Fun doesn't always mean good. I would even argue that it wasn't that much fun. There were some cool elements in the movie, don't get me wrong. And I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll backtrack. I had a decent time at the theater, but do I want to watch this movie again? No. No, I don't. I don't even really want to see 5 again, to be honest. Now, I'll watch Scream 1, Scream 2, and Scream 3 again. I don't really care for 4, but yeah, the first 3, I've rewatched. Those are definitely rewatchability. These, no, I could care less. I just watched Scream 3 with my kid, and man, that was a fun one. Scream 3 was great. The cameos, even the killer, and that was the only one that only had one killer. There wasn't multiple, so that was interesting. At least they did something a little bit different there. But yeah, overall, not a fan of Scream 6. It wasn't worth the time, and yeah, I would save it. But one movie I watched that everybody apparently hated was 65. I saw 65. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. For what it was fun. Was it the best movie in the world? No, absolutely not. It had its problems. But it was fun. I think there's a couple things lacking. Again, I don't want to jump into spoilers, but if you are wanting a movie, just kind of a good popcorn flick, just to turn something on, you want entertainment, and just kind of turn your head off for an hour and 30 minutes, great movie. Perfect for that. Adam Driver did a good job. I think he's such a good actor. I don't think he was given the best material when it came to this movie, but with what he had, it was really well done. And there were a couple dark, deep moments in this movie. Like surprisingly, I was surprised at how deep it went. So it did take a couple dark little turns. The issues that I did have with it aren't really upset. Like, it's not the fault of the movie. It's just the babysitting trope. Like, and this is in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler of any kind. There's one other survivor that survived, like him crash landing, and it's a little girl. So it's very similar to like The Last of Us and The Mandalorian, which again, we were watching those time and like it's over and over and over the babysitting trope, but it's not the movie's fault. If this movie came out a year ago, it wouldn't have been such a worn out thing. So I can't fault the movie for that. Um, Pop says, I'll confess I have fun watching Scream movies. I don't know why I watched Scream 5 again to prep for this. Yeah, I didn't watch Scream 5 at all because I remember so much of it. And I didn't even buy it. Like I have all the other ones, but I didn't, I don't know. I just don't need to watch it again. And I love the Scream franchise. It's one of my favorite slasher franchises out there. But yeah, Scream 5 didn't do it for me. Kennedy says, I love Scream 2 Pops. It sucks to see it this way, but Hollywood today, of course, they F it up. Um, Yeah, the concept for 65 is really, really cool. Yeah, they are cowards treating women as Mary Sue's and protecting the POCs from death. It's stupid. Thanks, Pops. I appreciate it. Yeah, hit that like button if you can. Um, and actually, you know what? Here, let me yeah, I appreciate you, Pops, putting put that review out there for 65 and Scream. Yeah, they're both good like they're both movies maybe worth watching. I wouldn't go to the theaters to watch Scream by any means. Don't waste your money. 60 now streaming, sure, but don't go to the theaters. 65 was fun. Uh again, turning your brain off, just going the dinosaurs. The CGI, I will say, was a little wonky sometimes. It wasn't the best, but it was a cool concept. It was a cool idea. And it's something, like I said, when it comes out on streaming, it'll be a good hour and 30 minutes of your time just to kind of watch and have fun at home. If you don't want to go to the movie theater, if you go to the theater, I went like at a matinee, so it was a little bit cheaper and I had a good time. It was fun. Hour and 30 minutes of dinosaur goodness. Like I said, Adam Driver does his thing. And you know what I did like about it too? This is non spoiler. At least some of the tech that they had in this was different than anything else I've ever seen. And it's not like a lot of that stuff kind of repeats itself. At least it was a little bit different and cool. So I did have a fun time going to watch it. Again, it's not groundbreaking by any means. It's not gonna win awards, but it was fun. And in today's world, you have to, unfortunately, scoop up every bit of decent content because you never know when you're going to get a good movie ever, like, again, because everything is just so crap and terrible. And that's another thing too. There's no uh there's no messaging, there's no like, oh, I'm a woman so I'm smarter than you, none of that. No nonsense, no stupidity. It was uh it was a really, really good just movie. It was just a good time. Um, and what's up, Pops? Thank you, my friend, for sponsoring or gifting a member. I greatly appreciate it. You know, one of I appreciate our friendship. Me and Pops talk offline quite a bit. Love his channel. So again, if you are not a member of Pops, please check out his channel. Yeah, so I greatly appreciate that, my friend. And I'm glad that we get to talk about stuff. I'm gonna have to have you on soon. I know it's normally late your time when we do this, but that's maybe we should do that next stream if you want, next week or whenever a week that you're free. We could do a spoiler discussion of Scream 6 or the Scream franchise or something. That would be fun. But I appreciate you doing that, my friend. But yeah, if you go check it out, I would recommend 65. Now the next movies that are coming out soon, um, what's up, Richard? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Uh, Pops is an MVP, absolutely, absolutely he is. The next movie that I am really looking forward to, let me know if you guys are, is Mario. Like the Mario Brothers movie, man, that looks so freaking good. And honestly, I don't know. I That new movie Air looks pretty good. The story of the Nike shoe, it looks pretty interesting. Like it's something that I would, probably want to check out. So, it's Ben Affleck's directing. He's in it, so it looks good, and it would be definitely something to check out for sure. So, let's see. Richard's there. Hope everyone's good. Yeah, we're doing good, man. Just hanging out, checking out. That girl Casey, hope you're doing well. Hey, all coming through, listening to the review, and I hit the thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Um, yeah, Mario looks so freaking good. I can't wait. Like, I am so hyped for that. I think that movie is going to do so well. Like, it is going to dominate the box office for sure. I know one that just came out, I think is doing really well too. John Wick 4. I am really looking forward to that. I have to, that's one though I want to watch 1, 2, and 3 before I go see. I just want to get caught up because man, that's another movie that's just so much fun. It's just they're just, you know, turning your brain off and it's you loved what's his name and all the action. Like you just cannot help it. Celtic with the $5 super sticker, my friend. Appreciate it. And let's see. I got this for you since you are also a giant Star Wars fan. So, in honor of Rian Johnson's Star Wars being officially canceled, I'm going to play this for you, my friend. Story that had no end. I give. Sorry. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate the super sticker and the support. I really do appreciate it. I also, if you are a big horror movie fan, the new Evil Dead movie looks really good. I was a little skeptical at first. But man, it looks pretty freaking good. Yeah, John Wick. So John Wick, Mario, and Evil Dead. I'm really looking forward to. I don't know, like it looks pretty good. We'll have to wait and see. The trailer, man, I don't know. It looks nuts. It's completely different. I know Ash isn't involved, which obviously sucks, but you know, he produced the movie. I know he did some type of directorial stuff, or he was at least a producer on, and so he was involved in somewhat. But you know, it's going to be different. And see the other movie that's coming out. What's like the Pope's Priest? I think it's another horror movie. I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. That looks kind of weird, but Pops, hey, I appreciate it, my friend. I know it's late for you. Thank you again for all the support and the super or the membership, the gifted membership. I will talk to you soon, my friend. We'll try to figure out a stream soon. So have a good rest of your week, my friend, and I will talk to you very, very soon. John Wick is number one for me. I'm nervous that they'll mess it up somehow. Yeah, I always do get nervous about sequels and whatnot, but they've done good so far. Like, you know, the second and third, really good. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how it goes. But I think are there any reviews so far for John Wick? Well, there you go right now. I know it's not very many. So all audience scores as of right now are 97. I don't go by critics, even though the critics are saying pretty good. So let's see. This says here, well, big John Wick fan, but this is not one of my favorites. It's a good movie and I'd recommend it for sure. But for me personally, I found parts of it were silly and could have been left out. Can't say too much but go see it. In my opinion, you won't be disappointed, but not blown away. No pun intended. That's a good review. Wild ride, beautiful chapter, great action packed movie, great value, best action of the series, one of the greatest action movies ever. That's probably a little bit much. Yeah, I don't want to read too many because I don't want to. Sometimes they give away spoilers, but as of right now, looks like everybody's liking it. So that's good news. But we'll just have to wait and see it ourselves. So I'll have to see. I don't know if I could squeeze that in this weekend, but because like I said, I got to follow up with 1 and 2 and 3. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely want to go see that though for sure. Yeah, Reeves wouldn't allow it to be woke. I hope that he would have some type of you know, pull on it, but that's the only hope I have. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Tom Cruise and a lot of these others, you know, you really hope that they have a lot of say in the movie. I would imagine that it's mainly the same people involved, so and they've done a pretty good job as it is. So you would imagine that it's going to stay true to what it was. Hopefully the writing's good. Hopefully it still turns out to be good. And we'll just have to wait and see. As of right now, it looks like the critics love it, but they also loved Scream 6. So, it's hit or miss, What's up, Flaccid Phoenix? Hope you're doing well. If you're here checking me out and listening right now and you are not subscribed to Flaccid Phoenix, go over there to their channel, check them out. They are hilarious. Their streams are just off the wall. If you want a good time and you want to laugh, that's the place to be. And they stream Monday nights. I think it's Pacific or Central, but it's like around 9-10 Eastern, I believe, is when they normally stream. But yeah, check those guys out. They do some great stuff. But yeah, it's been a while, and I'm glad I got to stream again because it's been, like I said, I took a vacation and all hell broke loose. It's like every bit of news freaking hit the fan and went off while I was gone. But hey, I'm glad to be back. It's I didn't really miss YouTube, to be honest. I didn't miss making it. It was nice to be away from the computer for a bit, but I am glad to be back and start tackling this stuff and kind of get back into the rhythm. So, still waiting on Trump's arrest. Yeah, who knows if that's going to happen. I keep hearing if it's going to happen, then it's not, then it's all, I don't know. That's a whole Jesus. That's come on. The world's imploding. Let's watch movies. The world is burning. It's like the end of what's it called? Fight Club, where all the banks and everything are exploding. Oh God, it's so insane. So insane. But yeah, I think they're getting out from actually doing anything, but if they're gonna actually here you go, Phoenix. You got a sub. Yeah, that girl Casey. If you like my stuff and Justin's stuff, Flaccid, they are so funny, man. Their stream, like I cry laughing at a couple of them, man. It's so funny. Some of their streams, you will definitely enjoy it. At least you didn't pull a quartering stuck on your phone. No, man, I did not even I barely freaking looked at my phone while I was there. I saw a couple things on Twitter, but I didn't I maybe liked a couple things, whatever. Like I had some downtime, but no, I went golfing and I was just enjoying cookouts and stuff. Good weather, a little cold, but nothing crazy. I had a good time away. I needed that just kind of to get out from all this stuff. But when am I would like to see it this weekend, but I don't think I'll be able to. I have too much stuff going on, and I kind of forgot it was even coming out. And I wanted to watch John Wick 1, 2, and 3 prior. So what I might do tomorrow is try to watch at least John Wick 1 and 2 this weekend. Watch at least 3, and then I would probably try to maybe early next week go see 4 after work one day and get a review out maybe before my stream next week. So yeah, it looks good though. I am excited for it. Like I said, I'm really excited more so for next month because I feel like there's a lot more movies coming out next month. It was sad that what's his name? That one actor passed away. He was 60. I can't, again, you guys know me by now. I'm stupid. I can't remember any names. But he was in John Wick and he was also in The Wire. That's where I knew him. That just passed away. I can't think of, there is Lance Reddick. He died at 60. So sad, man. That's so young. Dude, that guy was so fit, and I think they said natural causes, but I have no idea. Yeah, Lance Reddick. It's so sad. He was such a good actor. He was great in The Wire. If you've never seen HBO's The Wire, that is such a good series. Probably one of the best series on HBO ever, besides like The Sopranos and Deadwood. I think those are like the top 3, my top 3. But yeah, Flaccid says check out the live streams. Matt was on one and we'll be on. Yes, I will definitely be on again soon. Like I said last week, I left last week I didn't get back until, or this week rather, I didn't get back until like later Monday, and I was like, there's no way. And then last week I had too much stuff going on, but yeah, your live streams are a blast, man. Premature ejections it's so much funny. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, don't get me started on that death. Yeah, yep, that sudden death is not cool. And there's a lot of it going on, unfortunately. And we see what newscasters just kind of falling over and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's really, really isn't it sad anytime you see someone pass away kind of at a young age now, especially in Hollywood or anything, or it's in the media, you automatically your brain goes to that and you're like, I wonder, right? That's the sad part that that's even a thing, you know? But I don't know. It's crazy. Absolutely insane, but yeah, so that's the next review, just so you guys know what's going on with the channel. I'm going to start going back to my getting caught up in the news, doing my news videos and stuff. My next review I'm working on, I am for real this time. I actually have started it. I just got to finish. Because I'm not watching anything right now and doing a weekly review or anything, but I'm going to have my full review of Orville season 1. Got the member stream on Sunday mornings. This Sunday will probably be around 11 a.m. It's either going to be 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. I'll post it for you guys. And then I would like to have John Wick 4 by next week, probably midweek. Would ideally, just depending on how work and everything's going. But Night Rowan says, welcome back, Matt. Looking for your thoughts on John Wick. John Wick 1 is kick-ass. Absolutely got to go. Catch you later. Thank you, my friend. Again, thank you for your super chats. The beer money went well on the golf course. We had a great time, and I appreciate everything you do and supporting the channel, my friend. So I'll probably catch you on Sunday if you can make that stream, and I will talk to you very, very soon. But yeah, Casey says, yeah, we already know what's up, but no need to get into it. Strike. Yeah, that's why I gotta watch what you say, unfortunately, on this, because you say the wrong. It's so I hate. Oh God, that drives me crazy. That we're all adults and we just can't talk about something like that's insane to me that we just can't I don't know. It infuriates me. But that's why, yeah, I'm on Rumble. So in case any of you have a Rumble and you're not subscribed over there, if you want, you could subscribe over there too, because I think eventually we'll all get kicked off of this platform at some point because we'll say the wrong thing. Hell, some of my live streams, like the last one I did, I didn't even cuss once and I didn't say anything crazy. And it was completely demonetized immediately as soon as the stream ended. And I had to do a review of it. And it took them like 2 days, but then they overturned it because nothing was wrong. Because, YouTube is asshole, communist tube. But yeah, so those are some things to look at. Like I said, Orville season 1 complete review, and I'm going to be doing some other older shows too that we've watched. I still need to do RRR. I still never seen that movie. I know a lot of you are going to give me shit for that, but I still haven't seen it. I'm gonna see if there's actual hype for that movie, because everyone talks how great that movie is, and I'm skeptical. I'm a little skeptical. Case says, yep, you got to have that Rumble, especially with the new CEO. Oh, yeah. The new CEO of YouTube, everyone was like really happy that Susan, Mama Susan was gone. And I was like, no, man, it's the replacement's always worse. The replacement is going to be way worse. The same thing about people talking about, when Kathleen Kennedy with Star Wars, like, oh, we need her gone. Like, dude, the replacement's going to be just as bad. There's 5 people lined up behind him that are exactly the same, if not worse. It doesn't matter. You gotta pull it out by the roots. You can't just chop the top off. Celtic says, yeah, I joined Rumble because of Steven Crowder. I'm a charter member. Nice. Yeah, I did see his his comeback, and he's over there. I like Steven Crowder. His Mug Club, like his videos are funny. Some of the stuff, his skits are like, but I do enjoy watching him sometimes, and he's funny. RR is good. My family had a great time. I've heard really good things. I've heard so many good things. I heard it's like it's an event. It's not just a movie, and I want to see if the hype's there. So I am starting a series of reviews, and it's basically going to be it's called Amazing or Overrated, and it's just all kinds of movies that I want to go over. Not going to be the longest reviews, but I'm just going to give you my thoughts and opinions. Some of it's going to probably annoy people and piss them off, and some may agree if it's amazing or overrated, but we'll see. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. Like I said, I've been going about an hour 30. It's good to be back though. I missed a lot of talking to you guys. I appreciate you, the channel members, even subscribers, all of you guys for supporting the channel, for just hanging out and chatting with me. Like I really, really do appreciate it. Like I said, be on the lookout for some new videos, new stuff. Um, and I'm going to be doing more reviews as well, especially like I said, some newer things. We got some, I'm definitely be reviewing the Mario movie, Evil Dead, all that stuff. Those are all be reviews that are coming out because I'm looking forward to going back to the theater to see some hopefully worthy movies. But I appreciate you all very much. Let's see, we had Casey here, Phoenix was here, Celtic here, Candeezy. We had Pops from earlier. Philip was here. All you all so much. Again, thank you for supporting the channel, liking the videos, watching, subscribing, becoming members, super chat, like all that stuff. I appreciate that more than you know. For you members, like I said, Sunday morning, either 11 a.m. Eastern or 12 afternoon Eastern. I'll post that soon so that way you have that knowledge, and we'll probably show you kind of some pictures and stuff from the trip. Yeah, go play some Fortnite. Oh, that's another thing too. Like I said, now I got my computer up and running and I'm kind of like in the works. I will have some other streams, some watch parties and whatnot. We'll be doing that. And I'm thinking maybe some gaming streams. I might even make another channel specifically for gaming because I know they don't like that on the same channel or something. I don't know. The rule, like YouTube's weird about their stuff. So I might do a second channel for specifically gaming stuff. If some of you are interested in that, may do that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, you all have a great night. Have a good rest of your week. Have a safe week and weekend. And I will talk to you all very, very soon. So take it easy, and I will talk to you all later.